So I need a character who does good water. That would be Neverlet. And someone else. Who the fuck does... What Fontaine character? Oh, it's Clarand. It's literally Clarand. That is fucking hilarious, actually. The character I'm literally building helps me build. That's funny. Like, really funny. Why am I not in Double Hydro anymore? I just lost it. What? No, now I'm in Double Hydro again. I think I am kind of close enough. I think I'm just at the limit. Ah, fuck. Well, she died, so that's unfortunate. Okay, they keep targeting the fucking things on the beach, and that's annoying. Enemies near other enemies. It's really annoying what happens. Anyway, I wanted to deal with that problem underwater. I haven't been underwater in a while. Okay, luckily she displays shit on the mini-map, so that problem is removed. It says up here, but oh. Huh. Intriguing. It's on the gear. Wait, now I'm too low. Wait, now I'm too high. Oh, it's right here. Come here. This will allow me to remember which side it's on. Now it's too high? Oh, now it's up here. You know what? I'm just gonna rely on these two characters for this. Because they're pretty densely packed in some spots, so... So trying to do it the other ways wouldn't work. I do still like that the underwater is actually omnidirectional movement. Like, you can move in any direction. As long as your camera faces that direction, you can move that direction. Yeah, I forgot about the fact that because we're underwater, movement will, like, because of how the movement is, these things can be placed practically anywhere. Normally, they avoid putting stuff on roofs of things because specifically of uh, where is this thing? Ah, there it is. Specifically because of the fact that you really just don't want to have to make their players go all the way up there. But when you're in the water, it doesn't really matter because you're in the water. Yeah, I will kill these guys if I have to, but I really don't want to. I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to. So we can at least get up to here. So she's slightly stronger. Our crit is also now slightly better, 47 over 119. I'll remember that this is the case. Oh, he didn't even hit me. That's hilarious. He didn't reach that far. Haha, you're short. I guess the best I can come up with. We're gonna kill these guys because that's just a Geo Bracer. Well, it's Geo Enchanter Bracer, but I just call it the Geo Bracer. Like, this is the Pyro Slinger Bracer, but I just call it a Pyro Bracer. Weirdly enough, it's not called a Gunner. That belongs to the other guys. Oh, that's not what I was looking for. They just left without saying anything. That's a weird player. Also, joining worlds with the, Can you not? Where's this thing? It says right here, but... Oh, no, that's a... I'm an idiot. Is this in this thing's range? No. Still displays that there's one here. Probably all the way over here. I don't remember where these are. I did have to get them for this bro all the way back when, but that was fucking forever ago when I built him. That was like September when I built him fully. When I built him initially up to like level 70, that was like forever ago. Yeah, that was an interesting player. They came... Who joins a world with... Friggin'... That was so weird. Their team. I mean, it's obviously it was good, but it's the fact it's such an insane team just to go collect stuff on another person's world. Okay, where's Clorand? I'm blind. I wish starring worked in this menu, but it doesn't. Where was she? Oh, she's up here now. I forgot to change. But like, having a team that is Mawika. First of all, that's already insane. But it was Mawika with Farina. The Farina I can understand if you're getting something that's on water. Because she can, walk on water. It's like her entire shtick. She was the Pyro Archon, didn't actually have any powers. Then she went to, do stuff with... My brain's not working. And then she actually got a vision after relinquishing her position. New collection area marked. It's literally right here. That's hilarious. But after relinquishing her position, she got a vision, and that vision lets her walk on water, which is kind of crazy. What's even crazier is that she got a Hydro vision after the position of the Hydro Archon disappeared. So technically, that shows that you don't actually need... It shows one of two things. Either you don't actually need the position of the Pyro or the Archon of a specific element doesn't have to exist for an Archon to get... I don't mean like just the Gnosis like being in position of an Archon. I mean like the Archon themselves does not have to exist for you to get the element of... to get a vision of that element. Like, the throne itself was destroyed in 4.3, or 4.2. I think it was 4.2, actually. And yet a Hydrovision was still given to someone, which shows that it must work under the premise of rules, meaning it's a set of rules within Tevat, rather than being in, like, nation like it is Natlan. It's within Tevat as a whole, meaning that even if a position of an Archon disappears, that element is completely unfazed. And what also could show that you don't need Celestia to have a vision. Celestial connections might have nothing to do with visions. the increase of uh, elements within Tevat might have caused the visions to come out naturally, completely of their own, which is probably why Celestia and Archons even have names for people who have visions. They're called aplogenes. There's a lot of interesting things to think about when it comes to visions, because it opens a whole can of worms. But you're probably wondering, what's the other thing that it reveals, that it could reveal, other than the position itself not being required for a vision to be granted? No, it's the fact that oh, there is one right here. What are these called again? Lumitoile. Right. It's either that or they just literally didn't think about that when they gave Farina a vision. They needed Farina to be playable and have it still make sense because uh they had shown her off and everything that she's an Archon, and they just gave her a vision which made the most sense, but then did not realize that they had that maybe the Archon's seat disappearing actually does affect it, and they just fucking forgot. Which could happen. I wouldn't blame them. They have a lot to keep track of. Like a lot, a lot. A simple lapse in judgment, I feel like, could make a lot of sense. I know, I'd do it. Up? Yeah, there's definitely not a Lumitoile up there. Oh, I'm stuck on the box. Where are they in here? There's supposed to be a bunch, but it's barely detecting any. Thing is, I can't leave it, so it has to be something in an odd spot. Thank God for his stamina reduction on swimming. It's so good. Okay, it says here, but then it disappears when I get close. Like, that shows that it's not up here. Okay, where the fuck is this Lumit... What is this that's showing up here? Is it a Lumitoile? I don't think it should be, because we're so high up. No, it's a fucking sub-detection unit. Why are you showing it to me? Okay, I want you to go in the water, please. Okay, where the hell are they over here? Should be a Lumitoile somewhere. I love basically having sonar. It's such a... I love this. I need every game to have this. Whether it's like actually open world or not, I wanted to have this effect. Being able to do this feels so cool. Okay, what's right here? Okay, this is a Lumitoile. Is this considered? No. Okay, Clorand is detecting nothing inside of this bubble. I'm just gonna ignore it. Hey, you, asshole, come here. Well, I can't switch, but you still do enough damage. Who cares? Dink. Oh, I could still do it. It's crazy that Nuvolite almost isn't meta now. They've released some pretty insane characters recently, but specifically, I think it was Mawika that has really kind of skewed this game's damage and scaling. The thing with Mawika also though is that they did not need to make her the way she is. There's a lot of characters in this game that really are way stronger than they should be. Like the game's difficulty is already pretty low, and then they were like, let's give them a nuke. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's give them a nuke. So they made subdetection unit out back there. Let's give the player a literal fucking nuke of a character, and now said character is currently like just the best character and can delete entire. It could. They had to add an event where enemies have 9,999 health bars, and there was a player who has used Mawika, which I don't think was even C6, to completely destroy it. I mean, to kill every single. There was thousands of health bars because she currently has the biggest nuke damage in the entire game. Players had actually stopped doing nuke a while back. Nuke wasn't worth it anymore because of the newer elements that had been added, namely Electro combined with Dendro. Dendro had completely skewed it because now it was more efficient to do something like Aggravate or, God forbid, Hyper Bloom. Because Hyper Bloom is fucking insane. The bloom reactions are nuts. Okay, it shows up here, but I don't see it. Oh, it's the freaking sub-detection unit. Get out of here. That's for whenever I get Risley. After I get C6 or C1 Hutao. Wait, it shows up right here. Ah, it's right here. After I get C1 Hutao, I'm going for Wisely next. But like Mawika basically brought back the nuke. It's funny how it's actually trying to get the thing. Not in the area. Like Mawika, especially because Mawika was roamed to Sitlali, that was probably I think that was one of their best banners they've ever run. Oh, it's inside this stupid fucking... you're an annoying asshole. Now I see why I couldn't fucking find them. It's because I wasn't actually in the right spot. They're all down here. Pieces of shit. Are you kidding me? Why are there so many lumitoile down here? In this fucking tunnel. There's still more? Really? In this area? Where the fuck are they? It's not in the other... There's no other part of the tunnel, so... Oh, actually, no, that was perfect. Actually, I bet you there's a lumitoile behind this. I fucking knew it. I don't think... I think after the insane success of Mawika, there's a very low chance, at least anytime soon, that they will add any characters that can outperform her. But who knows, they might. Genshin's design team for characters has been known to make some pretty whack shit. So, I'm kinda expecting them to do the same thing again. Make a ridiculously broken character that absolutely just dwarfs any current character. Mawika is, bar none, the strongest character in the game. Stronger than any support, stronger than any previously existing DPS. A lot of the pre-existing supports now are actually not as good as they used to be. Because some of the effects they do don't affect a lot of the enemies you come across. can't CC super large enemies, so all the characters that had ridiculously good CC are now not doing that. So it's pretty interesting. Uh, Bennett is still pretty good, but that's because he's the only like proper buff character in the game. And when I say proper buff character, I mean like he is the only actual direct buff character, generic buff character. The only one. And I looked through like the list of characters, at least the characters I had, but like looking through every character, there is no like generic buff character other than Bennett because it's just a direct buff to your attack stat, and that's it. So he works on like almost every character. Any character that can scale on attack, he works with because he just stacks his attack on top. I'm looking through. I don't think I can see a single thing. There are some things similar, things like Sucrose who are good, but it matters. The thing is, she doesn't work, and it's the same with Kazuha and Venti, in teams that don't have elemental reactions. So other Animo characters and Geo characters don't actually get a benefit. Plus, if they don't actually hit the element you're trying to buff, because if you have a team with multiple elements, like you probably will, other that aren't Animo, they can hit the wrong one. Meanwhile, Bennett, you just plop his ult down, stand in it, and you get a huge attack buff. I think other closest ones are Mona, but she doesn't buff your character. She debuffs the enemy, which is different. Buffing you is different than debuffing the enemy. Let's see, I'm looking through, still don't see. I think Kujo Sara might be the only other one, but I think she works a little differently. I think she's the only other one. Thing is, she's significantly 6 seconds. Yeah, she only lasts 6 seconds and doesn't heal either, which is another big problem. Bennett's lasts as long as his ult is on the field, which is 12 seconds, double the amount, plus the energy cost is only 60. Meanwhile, his skill only has a cooldown of 5 seconds. Plus, the only things you need to build him with are his base attack, which is just his weapon, and then you just stack ER, and then so you just the only thing you're putting on him is ER and HP. So he's easier to build because also Kuto Sara doesn't work the same because she's actually harder to build because you actually have to build the attack stat because it's not based on her base attack. It's based on her attack, which means it's not just based on the weapon, which means it's even weirder because now you have to build up her attack a bunch. You could say Shenhe, but Shenhe only works on cryo damage. Not even just cryo characters, just cryo damage. Looking at every other character, I still don't see a single generic buff character. There is like no generic buff characters. You have to just damage. Mika can do like I think a little bit of physical damage. Uh, attack speed can increase, and then hit HP. Yeah, his ult only regenerates HP. His skill does small attack speed increase, which is nice, but it doesn't work that much of a difference for a lot of characters. The solo endurance is 12%, and then the attack speed increase is 13%, which is almost nothing. And again, still looking through the rest of the characters, I still don't see a single full buff. I don't think Eonsan was just released, so I'm not sure. Well, this is like party member different ways based on Eonsan's Night Soul points. That's a little weird. Oh, max attack bonus is locked out at 330. Yeah, no. So even the characters that do have some other like actual buffs, the amount they buff tends to be significantly worse, making them much harder to build. Like Bennett is the only proper buff character, and he's from the first set of characters. It's nuts. On top of that, he heals. This is the only reason he hasn't been power crept at all, because the way they built him was so perfectly. They built him in a specific way, and he's like the epitome of buff characters. They've always known how to make support characters. Where is this other one? Oh, it's right here. What was I talking about before this? I got off track. I think I was talking about Mawika, I think. And just the evolution of certain character archetypes in the game. I tend to just ramble when I'm just playing the game by myself. I don't even. I might as well just save a bunch, like an hour of this. Why not? Sounds fun. People can listen to it if they want. What's the other one? Here it is. I forgot how many of these there are. It's been a while. Like, for a while, Neuvillette was like the strongest character. And he is still the best Hydro DPS in the game. He doesn't have the highest damage. Biggest damage dealt goes to Mualani easily, but best Hydro DPS definitely goes to Neuvillette for sure. Significantly more damage per second, much more consistent because he also heals himself. So he gives buff to Farina because Farina's fanfare increase takes into account every character in the team, not just herself. Speaking of, Farina's also really good, and I did not realize she gave a buff. It's a very particular buff. This buff isn't really that easy to create sometimes. When I first got her, I did run her DPS. Did I run out? That can't be it. When I first got her, I actually ran her DPS. Okay, good. There are some others. 1, 2, 3. There's only 3 spots it shows up. But I ran her DPS at first because I thought that was normal. I think you can run her DPS like pure DPS pretty effectively if you have one of these constellations. Finfair elements increased by 100. People Joyce first Finfair increase goes increased by 200%. So she increases much quicker. Again, her max HP can increase much more by 140% at max. Let's increase by 3. Salon members from salons hit opponents for 4 energy. That's it. Oh yeah, I think it's this. There's a lot in this. Yeah, and then she can get Hydra damage for attacks that can't be overridden. Increased by an amount equal to 18% of her HP, which is, just so you know, that is more of an increase than Zhongli gets on his normal attacks. Like he gets quite a bit of increases and stuff from his HP, but his normal attack only increases by 1.3% of his HP. And his skill is only 1.9. Oh, but the damage on his ult is increased by more than that, by 33%. But that's it. It's just a nuke. It's a one shot. Speaking of Zhongli, Zhongli's had a very interesting life cycle, like in terms of views by the meta players. I personally still think he's one of the best characters to have in the game because he just is. He still has the strongest shield in the entire game by a pretty decent margin. Some of the other characters, Sitlali, Lanyan, and Sitlali, Lanyan, and Sitlali, Lanyan, who's Layla, and Noel, all can have really strong shields, but his is still by far the strongest. It's just unfortunate that shields don't stack. But I think the thing that people are, because people have actually fallen Zhongli out of favor. He's still the Geo Daddy. He's the Geo Archon. But people have stopped using him, and for a while I couldn't figure out why people weren't really talking about how strong he is for a while. Until I realized that people were mentioning the fact that he doesn't have anything else to give. Isn't really correct. His ult is a petrification nuke with insane damage scaling, as well as the fact that he's like the best user of, or not the best user, that'd be actually Kachina. He's one of the best users of, where is he? The set that I actually have him on, which is Archaic Petra, because I usually run him on solo element teams a lot. And because he has really, he's very consistent geo application, because his skill is infinite uptime. He's actually a really good user of it. Construction not working, but areas completed. Wow. Ugh. Oof. Oh, a brain train of thought got just lost by that. He's a bit more than people think, but I definitely do notice how he doesn't actually have as much as some of the other characters. 'Cause like if I go through a bunch of the other in-game shielders, they do have something else going for them. At least the ones that people are usually talking about. Noelle is really fallen out of favor because she's mainly built like a tank character. She is healing for the whole party. She's out for a long while from her ult because she does still have the best melee range, with one exception, which I'm pretty sure is actually Mahwika now. That's fucking nuts. Jesus Christ, I hate Mahwika. Jesus, what the fuck? That's nuts. Um, but other shielders have interesting things. First of all, she's skill up defense, which is interesting. Some similar to Xinyan, but Xinyan has the pyro application as well as the power of the shield increasing based on when she hits enemies. But also, she's meant to be a physical DPS. The physical damage from her ult, it actually could do pretty good amount of damage. But other shielders in the game is where it gets a little more interesting. Are there shields in here? I mean, technically, but beta shields doesn't count because it's very minor. Uh, Toma. He has like the second strongest shield in the game, I think, currently. Actually, no, I think that was Layla now. But he has really good pyro application. So he's actually used on a lot of pyro like vape teams. Looking through here again. Layla is a really good cryo application. She's probably like one of the best characters for Razor right now, for like physical damage Razor, which I haven't really seen anyone talk about. But Layla is really good because of the cryo application for pyro characters. So you've got Baiju, Dendro application also heals. Kirara, again, Dendro application is like really consistent. Dendro application is actually really good in Bloom teams apparently, though I don't build her like that. It's just cringe. Bloom's really boring to play. Why can't I think of any other shielders? How many there are not that many shielders in the game. How to think about it. They sit lolly, ridiculous cryo application. That's what allows my weak kit to be absolutely ridiculous. Lanyan is the only animo shielder, so she can actually be a shielder for pretty much any element, uh, which is interesting. Was there really no other shielders? Now that I think about it. I mean, some other characters can generate shields. I never realized a few shielders. There are a few characters that generate shields. Beto generates one from her ult, but it's really weak. Kaya generates one from his ult. That's also pretty weak. Yenfei does, and it's pretty weak. Oh, Diona. I always think of her as a healer. Her shield is pretty good, actually. Plus, she heals. And again, Cryo is a really good element, which is why Lolly's so good. The thing about like Zhongli though that I really like is the fact that he can work as like a sort of backup DPS. First of all, his ult does ridiculous damage. This is the level 1 scaling. It's already 400%. And again, this is without the extra HP damage increase. Mine is level 8, and that shit's 770. His shield scaling at level 9 is 2506 is the base, with 21% of his max HP for additional shield. This was when they hadn't really figured out how they were going to show this stuff yet. They never added it after. And then there's an extra 33% HP for the damage of Planet Befall, plus it petrifies. And then this does a does it show up on here? It actually doesn't. But if you go look down, it says, where is it? Oh, here's Jade Shield. Character's potential shield will decrease the elemental res and physical res of opponents at a small AoE by 200%. So as long as you aren't playing a ranged character, he literally just gives you a flat 20% damage boost, which is pretty good, all things considered. Anyway, I'm done yapping. I yapped a lot. I don't even know how long that's been. I'll save an hour, who knows.